Whiskey and White going all the way.
What up, world? Welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey and White Show with me, your host, Tommy Mac.
And me, your better host, Tyrone McKenna.
And we're coming to you live from Lab Fitness.
The greatest place in the world. Greatest gym. You want to be a tank? Come to this gym.
This is it. This is the place to be. Get yourself in shape. And this episode is brought to you in association and supported by the #1 competitions page in the world, Craig. That's our Kings Competitions.
Don't forget it. Our Kings Competitions to win houses, money, cars, holidays, cash prizes, everything and anything. So get on it. ourkingscompetitions.com.
And we're also supported by Dream Mentoring, Tom Smith's mentoring program that'll take you from zero to hero.
The root to the fruit. The bottom to the top. Is that not a thing?
Yeah, it's second the Dream Mentoring. And
sorry.
Get yourself a munch out of
Do you know what?
Nando's.
Do you know where I got that from? And then you should know, Tommy. The Ali film. From the root to the fruit.
Yeah, but like
That's
but,
champions talk. That's why I brought it in.
okay.
He's talking about Muhammad Ali trying to be a world champion. From the root to the fruit.
Okay. Well,
Perfect.
Well, check it out anyway, and get yourself a munch out of Nando's, the greatest kebab place in Belfast.
Yeah, I'm getting one.
That's not even a lie.
What is your kebab order?
I don't ever lie. What's my kebab order? Mixed kebab on chips with salad and garlic.
Full. Who wants mixed? You go for one meat. One meat. Who wants two different? Like, that's like getting a chicken and beef burger. Who does that? I see them on.
You might be on to something.
They're there.
Wow, that's
Who the fuck wants a chicken burger in a kebab with a beef burger? It's just ridiculous.
I didn't know I would do till today, till you mentioned it.
No, listen, what you
now
get.
I want it.
What do you think about doner meat? I'm not a fan. Well, do you know what? I am a fan of just like. I don't like it in the naan. That's what I don't. I like having like one or two of them, but I don't like a full meal of it.
I like the mixed. That's what I like about mixed kebab. You get the doner meat, and then you're going through the box. Boom, we chicken. Oh, bingo! Back to the doner. Boom. Another wee bit of chicken.
Do you get on chip?
Oh yeah.
Full.
Why?
It's
You
all.
say just you don't like the naan?
All about the naan. I don't like all the doner meat in the naan. I don't mind having a wee bit of doner, but I want to get a chicken tikka in a naan, house sauce.
That's what you get
with lettuce.
You get chicken tikka kebab.
Yeah, best.
Waste of time.
But anyway, today don't waste the time. Today is a question and answers day. You ask the questions and we're going to answer. So,
you sent them in. You sent questions to me. Sent them to Tyrone.
We sent them to our producer.
Yeah.
It's been sent around everywhere. But she's going to read out the questions and we're just going to answer them today.
So let's go. Esther, give us the first one.
When did you guys become friends?
Very tricky question because...
Yeah, you take it, go ahead. Or don't me to.
No, well, we'll both have to give our perspective.
So, I was in the boxing gym before Tommy. I was in the boxing gym from 8. What age did you come in the boxing gym?
11. 12.
So he came in
September, October 2002.
And I seen him come in, and he came in with a cocky attitude, thought he was it. Having that off of everyone, I went, not my day. Not my kind of guy. So he came in the change room, and I was sitting there, and I was doing my boots. And he's trying to talk to me, and I was like, nah, I'm not talking to this guy. Being weird. Don't like him. And then, but, the fact, he's the first ever black person I'd ever seen in my life. Ever. And I was like, what age were we? We were 10 and 11 now. And I was like,
I was 11 and you were 12.
I'm going to stay in this room and pretend to do my boxing boots. To see him take off his top, to see if his colour of his torso is the same colour as his face. And I waited there until he took his top off. And then I walked away.
Walk
He
away.
he was trying to chat to me
And
about this.
do you know, I never knew this until years later, turned reveal this thing. But that was the first day that we actually talked. And it's incredible how trying to be nice to people can be interpreted as this cocky attitude. I walked in and I was like, "Hey, well, how you doing? Yep, my name's Tommy. Yes. Well, what's the crack? Well, boxing on, trying to talk to people. Ended up meeting this guy in the change room. He just told the story what it was. But
It was a laugh.
me trying to
Turns
talk
out
to him
he has the
was
same
hell.
color.
Yeah, it was hell trying to talk to him. I was going, well, what's your name? You boxing on? "Oh, you any good?" It's like, this guy, he's
I
clearly autistic,
I hated this
non-verbal.
guy for
And
months and months.
we never really mixed. Well, we
Do you know
did,
why?
but we never really
do you know
like hit
why
it off
I
until we
also-
went to Dublin
Let me
the
speak.
second year.
This is why I do think I didn't, because you weren't good.
Racist.
No, you were. That's a lie. 'cause
That's a your reason.
Mother friend out in the street was Gary Burns.
Thought I was the first black person you ever seen. So don't give me that shit.
Okay,
But
anyway.
okay, I'm racist. Okay. No, we didn't. We went to
No,
Dublin the first year, and we
Yeah.
were in the same room, and we were in the same car.
And
But we
were
were in the
only-
elite car in the elite room. You won the title that
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
You could catch it. I got beaten in
But
the final.
I didn't
and
like
was
you
it.
in, did
I
I?
know we didn't
Yeah.
really click. It was only until we went. It was only me and you going to Dublin
Yeah,
the following year.
The next year, I was going to them because they already won the All Irelands. You got automatically had to win the Antrims.
Yeah.
And you just about won the Antrims, didn't you?
The semi-final. I only won by a point. It was
Yeah, and
three
I was
down.
worried because he was the only chance to have a mate to go to All Irelands, and he won. And then he won the championship, so we went down together, and we become besties.
And then we hit it off.
And then the rest is
And
history.
yeah,
And then
so I always say we've been mates since 2002, but technically it's 2003.
Yeah, but when
But
you sure,
we
when
won
you
that.
sure.
We won it.
But I don't know. Your attitude was just it stank for how shit you were at boxing at that stage.
Tyrone was in an All-Ireland final and was third fit.
You're a wee fat kid that came into the gym.
I still made it to the finals. Nice enough finals.
Started saying you were the best in the gym, and I went, not my watch, not on my. I put in the hard work.
I friggin' supported you in the back team. I was so happy to see you win an Irish title, and this guy was just a hater.
I'm a hater, and he's learned that I'm a hater to everyone. They're all racist.
Right, lads.
So how have you stayed friends all these years?
Have we ever had a
beats me?
What's our biggest fallout that we've had? Last week we were in the car.
Last week we had a big one.
And I mean, I flipped out of tires going crazy. Tommy usually just takes it on chin. That it goes right to him just having a cycle and let him chill out. Because I usually chill out after 1 minute. But Tommy went cycle with me back and what the fuck's Tommy's from? So I started going mad. And I was like, drop me fucking home.
But then
and he was like, dude, go fucking home. And then 2 minutes later we were laughing.
I don't know. It was funny. Screaming, every mullet swinging all around the place going red. Like, okay.
We often, I always say, like, mates.
Even in the town the other day, going around the centre, we start slamming.
Yeah, we slobber a lot to each other. Like, we're very big.
You said about your jeans. You had a stain on your jeans.
Yeah,
and I went, what's that got to do with me?
It's
your fault. And he started shouting me.
Listen, this is what happened. He picked me up to go do this promo work. And on the form it says...
The email
it says, listen, we'll have t-shirts there for you on hand. Just wear a pair of jeans down and we'll give you a t-shirt. I wore these. Right? So I ran out the car and he was like, are some fucking jeans? I went,
but they're not jeans.
They're fucking combat. They're same fucking thing. And he's like, we're supposed to be wearing jeans. I was like,
no,
we're not.
No.
Yes.
You got it, and I went, there's some jeans, and you went, why does it say jeans? And I went, the email said, were normal jeans and trainers, and they're bringing the t-shirts, and you went, right, I'll go and change them. And I went,
I said, "Do you want to fucking change him?" And I ran in the
I
house.
says, nah.
Nah, but then I ran
I really
in,
done it
changed
anyway.
him, but I grabbed only a normal pair of jeans, but they had a stain on them. And then I had to go downtown with a big stain on my jeans. And then I had to go buy new fucking pair of jeans. And what did I buy? Black fucking jeans that look like these. So I just wasted 40 quid for no
But it was
reason.
it was your fault. It's nothing to do with
You
me.
fucking
It was
melted. But
your-
anyway, to answer the question, we fight a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But I
Tyrone
calmed down.
starts him.
I do start them. And I calmed down very quick. And Tommy.
And
Tommy,
then when he
Tommy's
calms
so
down,
laid
he's
back.
like, if I'm cracking up, he's like,
You're not.
why are you getting on with that? Like, well, why are you still slapping?
But thank fuck, Tommy is like a chill guy where he lets me go
Yeah.
mad, and then he'll crack a joke and make me laugh, and then that's it. We're done. That's it's a very quick, but it's a tense.
Intense.
It's intense. There's been some very serious ones over the years.
Yeah.
I think the worst one was when I tried to. When I tried to kill you with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
That you didn't
That
talk to
was
me for about a
bad.
week.
Yeah, that was bad.
I felt bad that time.
Yes.
But anyway,
Okay.
next question.
Next one.
What's it like doing a podcast with your best friend?
I wouldn't know. I haven't.
Tyrone doesn't do it.
I don't do it with best mate on it.
Yeah. I don't know.
There you are. You are.
I'll have to see what it
Do
is.
you know what?
I'll let you know when me and Abe
It's
start
good.
one.
I think it's Tommy always says we're yin and yang, so we're two different
Yeah.
qualities. So
Yeah.
like he's good at just rambling and talking shit to anyone, can wing it with anyone, and I'm good at like organize everything, having what we're talking about and swinging the conversation. I try and guide the convo, and if I think it's going shit, because I have a very short attention span, so if I think it's boring, a lot of people are going to think it's boring, and I try and swerve it to a different topic, and Tommy just rolls it.
Yeah.
And then Tommy's good at organizing people to guests, come on, sponsorships, use the open up the gym. I just be lying in bed while you're doing everything.
Yeah.
So Tommy's it's a perfect team.
Yeah. It is.
I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else,
I
Tommy.
don't know. Because see as well, you wouldn't be as comfortable. Like it's like doing something with
Yeah,
your
I
family.
think there's
do you
a
know what
lot
I
of
mean? So it's like
podcasts out there that try and pretend to be best mates. They're like, oh, look how close we are. We done this at the beginning, but me
we're
and
like
Tommy,
genuine like brothers.
best
Like,
mates,
so it's proper family.
So
Like,
we don't have,
I don't know for a fact, Tyrone, you wouldn't talk to anyone else the way you talk to me.
no.
You
I
wouldn't
don't crack.
scream with someone.
There's only two people I crack up the way I crack up, and that's you and my wife.
And
Like
I
they're the only two people that get my real like
and I
angry side, like.
wouldn't let anyone talk to me the way Tyrone talks to me.
But I think they both know that it's just a short fuse
Yeah.
that I have, that it burns out very quick.
Yeah.
Even my kids be like, you just be metal for like 10 seconds and then
Yeah.
we just ignore you. Thanks.
So how did the podcast come about and why did you want to start it?
Do you know, this is a conflicting. I thought we were on the same page, but it turned out Tyrone has a different idea. I thought it was Tyrone's idea. He thinks it was my idea.
Yeah, so Tommy always wanted to do podcasting. What is it? What's that guy you always listen to in your kitchen? G Star or something?
Oh, the Star Report.
So he always watches it. He's always listened to podcasts. I never listen to him. And he always loves them. He always like,
But it's not them. It's just the Star Report. And I don't know if you. Well, it is a podcast. No point in
is.
saying. But it's
But
just
anyway,
him on his own.
Tommy's
There's
always
no
been into them.
guests or anything. He takes phone calls. It's more like a radio kind of format. People
Mhm.
phone in and all and talk about just the current trending topics every day.
And
I always wanted to do something like
he always watches that, and he always said, I want to do stuff like that. And then we did try once, if you don't remember,
Yeah, in your house.
in my house.
But the guys who was filming them, obviously they were brilliant, but they tried to steer us in a different direction.
yeah, we wanted it to be a talk
What
about
this
just as what this is, and they wanted it to be more, because we were boxers, they wanted to be more sporting oriented,
Yeah.
and we didn't want that. So it was kind of weird, awkward setting. So we just gave up after that one try. And then I just got a mail from Sean Haggerty one day, a comedian. He was like, Tyrone, would you love to do a podcast? I'm wanting to do one. I want to start up with something I think you're really interested. And I was like, fuck it, actually. I will start a wee podcast. And got all set up, and then I was sitting there. I done them 2 or 3 times, and as I said in that last question or last answer, I just can't talk the same way that I can talk to Tommy in it. And I was like, I'd rather just stay with Tommy.
I
I
remember
knew,
you
I
saying
kind of got
about
the grips of what the
uh,
format was, and I was like, I could do this with
you were
Tommy.
doing the would you rather's, and you said a couple of things like, would you rather lick a donkey's arse or would
Mine
you
were
rather?
extreme, and hers
And
were
he
like,
was like, what?
what? He's looking at me as insane. His were like, would you rather wear a Rangers top or a Liverpool top? And mine was like, would you rather get a wank off your ma, or would you rather like mine was crazy ones? I was like, maybe this isn't the right fit for me. Maybe I need someone on my own playing field. But it was good. But it was only 1 or 2 episodes. I enjoyed it. It was good, but I had to travel up to Newry
I
to
was a
do it.
guest on it, is
I
it?
had to travel pretty far to do it.
Hollywood, Newry.
It was no, I was in Newry.
Was it?
Yeah.
I went to
You
Hollywood
went
when
to
I was on
Hollywood.
the guest.
We were in Newry, but alright as well.
Why?
I had a shit.
You just
That's where we were. And it was a big travel, and then I just thought, let's do it with the best mate rather than someone that.
So whose idea was it?
I
I
don't know.
mean, no
I
one
think
knows.
it was yours.
It's a joint idea.
I think it was yours, but no, yeah, it was yours originally, but I forced it. I got the wheels.
both ours then?
Your idea, but it wouldn't. You were a tire kicker.
Yeah.
You're saying, oh, look at this.
Yeah, because that
never
did happen. You went, well, are we going to do this podcast or not? You're a tire kicker.
Yep, I was
And
calling you a
then
tire kicker.
I was kicking tires, and then I started doing comedy with Paddy, and then Paddy's like, oh,
dude,
my brother, blah blah blah, and
we started.
that's how
Whiskey and White was born.
Yep, and then now Esther's taking over the reins.
Been here 3 years deep now.
Yeah.
But let's go. Next question.
Have you ever shown up in a fight but had to do a podcast episode, and how did you get through it?
I think we have. I think most of car journeys result in fights.
Most of our fights are in the car.
And then we get down, but like we were saying, they
don't last.
Yeah, they don't last. It's just a quick like
anger. I have anger issues. It's something that
and then we get out of the car and then start laughing.
Yeah, like, do you know what? Tommy's very good at what do you call it? De-escalating a situation where I'll do something insane. He'll say he'll say the same thing, but in a funny voice or something, and make me just laugh during a fucking second. I'll be like, I am a nutcase. Yeah. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
So, but no, I don't think there's been any.
There's never been anything where it's carried on like all day.
No.
Who is the best solo interviewer?
Do you know
she's wanting to fight today. Do you know what? I don't watch Tommy, so I wouldn't know. Nah, I think I have watched some. I think
we're both as good.
I think we're better both of us together, just because there's the 2 different styles. I think
I enjoyed your solo ones.
Yeah,
and you do well.
I shock myself when I do solos. I'm like they give me pep talk before and after when you're not here.
You're okay. Listen, we just breathe. If we need to stop, we can stop.
That's basically what it is. And then after when they're all like, "He's done so well, Tyrone. Congratulations,
gold star. He's a good boy."
That's what it feels like. I get all my praise. So
go down and tell Tyrone, like, I got to start today at the podcast.
Yeah, so I'd be worried more. I think you naturally like it more, but I think I do well when I'm on one as well. I think we're both good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit in the fence, Esther.
You are sitting on the fence.
I am myself.
All right. No, I think we're both as good.
I'm a bit funnier and a bit better.
Yeah. I'm a bit.
Nah, Tommy's the witty one. My jokes are not on purpose.
It's like if it was
yours are witty.
If it wasn't, if I was doing it on my own, every episode would be 3 hours.
Yeah. Someone needs to control Tommy.
I can't even do. See, even small talk, you know. My small talk turns into long talk.
And like, do you know what's mad? I've realized this. Even today I was doing like, see if I do think it's going to be no one talking like sentence. I know you're going to come in with something. I just look at you. Anytime I don't have anything to say, just look at you and wait for whatever the fuck you're gonna say, and it happens every time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Because I used to know Paddy Barnes. I think I was edited it out, and I had ran out of things to say. You weren't there to look at, and I just went. So silence. This is fun. And I just started commentating the silence that was going on, and I was like, "This is usually where Tommy comes in and chimes in with the phone, but he's not here, so
So
we've nothing to talk about."
should have left that in.
Nah, it was a bit weird. It was a bit weird. Yeah, don't leave it on again. But
Right,
anyway, next
next
question.
Do you get a lot of backlash or shit from sharing your personal stories?
I get anxiety. See, after every podcast, I'll go home and have anxiety all day because I'll not know what I've said, or is it all right to say on the video? Because some of my stories that I've said, I'd be panicked when they come out because like me losing the virginity. That was one I was like, I did not want to hear us come out, but the ones that I panic with always seem to do well.
Yeah. And I think you don't really get much backlash. Just some of them, sometimes people go, yeah, that didn't happen.
We get that a lot. That didn't happen. I see everything that we said in the podcast.
100%
Every
truth.
single thing. But that's one thing.
That annoys
Even
him.
that
None of
the
it annoys
Rihanna
me.
story that we clipped last week, people on it in TikTok, that didn't happen. There was literally a photo at the end of it with Rihanna and you there. Like, how can that not happen? But that it happened. Like most stories, people say it doesn't happen. Like the one where I blocked up Trina's photo with shit.
Yeah. Why would you? Why would you even?
Why would I want to lie? There's so many stories. Like these stories I'm telling are stuff I wouldn't want to lie about, or keeping in a dark closet out of the
Two
way.
cabs. People didn't believe the two
They
cabs.
didn't.
And then I see the guy sometimes. Then I've never seen him for a whole year, and then when I seen him,
Remember, you seen him after my fate.
and I was like, "Can we get a photo?"
No chance.
He's like, "No way."
But yeah, a lot of
I've seen
people.
it like it's funny, like, but nah.
It's not really backlash, but people. But you
Yeah.
know what? There is backlash on YouTube
Fuck
sometimes.
small.
There, anybody that we get on as a guest, someone's going to not like them.
See the thing as well about people trolling and backlash and all that though. It might not even be coming from a place of hate. There's things that I like, and
So you're a troller. You're a hater.
I used to be a troller on Twitter. That's why I don't go online anymore. I haven't been on it in years. About 2 years. Because it's troller be trolled.
Troller be trolled.
But yeah.
Yeah.
You have to just have thick skin. You're
Yeah.
putting yourself out there. If someone wants to say something,
I know.
and if you're gonna cry about it or be upset, then this is not the place for you. Because
I'd be
the streets
panicked
got
about
no
it, but when it
love.
happens, I don't really care. I don't know why I'd be panicked. I just love a bit of anxiety.
How do your wives feel about sharing your life so publicly?
See, to be honest,
I reckon Trina's probably more.
yeah,
Because Tyrone's sharing more
missus
things
gets
that
the worst
involves with her.
because I have a lot of stories around.
I never done any of that mad shit, so I can't say any mad stuff
Yeah,
surrounding with my
she does not like it. But you know what? Yeah, she doesn't like it. She does. She's like, it's sport. She cracks up. She's like, oh, my dad's watching, my uncle's watching, because there's some mad stories to say, but she does joke about it. It's all in jest.
Yeah, I haven't got any.
She's in bars. If someone brings up the story, she
about...
hates it, but she doesn't make me tell them. And I try and make sure it's not stories with her involved, or if she is involved, I'll swing it about like that. The virginity story, we already all know it's about her now. but at the time, she didn't want that story out, so I had to pretend it was an ex-girlfriend. I ran. She's like, that's even fucking worse. It's like, how the fuck can you win?
You can't win.
Don't tell the story. And I was like, it's a good story.
It's funny.
It was a very good story.
Who's been your favorite guest?
My favorite guest has probably been, you know what, Ryan Burnett or Martin Rogan, two boxers. Martin Rogan was my solo one, and everyone really liked that. Like podcast, everyone was giving me props, like fuck for it. So I was just good. And then Ryan Burnett's, he's very reserved. Normally, he doesn't do much interviews. He doesn't do much anything. He's never been on podcasts. So I was thinking, big name in Belfast, but he's going to be too reserved and a bit boring. And he came in and he had unbelievable stories and great great content. It was actually
He really
unbelievable.
opened up. It was brilliant.
Opened up, and he doesn't usually do that, so I was buzzing with it. So I think
I liked John Connors.
it was
That
very
was
good. Yeah,
brilliant.
he was
John
very good.
Connor, brilliant speaker, and the way he tells the stories, like he paints a picture, like he sets the scene. It's so
We
brilliant.
need to get him on again.
No,
He was very good.
yeah.
So we've loads of good ones, to be honest.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think we'll have had a really bad
Nah.
where I've went, fuck that, shouldn't have got him. Well,
Mm.
actually, I have a lot of times I've said that, haven't I?
Yeah.
I'm just laughing.
After every
People walk
episode.
out and I go, that's that fucking right shit. I'll not name names.
So, how did the podcast initially start out? Was it like this, or is it taking you a long time to kind of grow into?
Yeah, well,
Ah,
it was like this, but it took us a wee while to get the
Nah.
grips of it because the first one, our first ever guest was Paddy McDonald. He obviously has his own podcast,
he knows the drill.
so he knows the drill, and it flew, and
But
it went really well. But then when we done them on the next couple, we had them wrapped up in like half
Yeah,
an hour, 25 minutes.
I wouldn't blame Tommy on that. I'd blame me
Of
on it.
course, you wouldn't blame me.
So obviously,
I
and-
had more to say.
exactly written, and I just see at the very start. You probably think I'm still at like it now, but I was way worse at the start. Where if there was a small pause, I thought the world was coming down. So I would just be wrapping up as soon as I felt like a conversation was kind of down. I'd be like, right, we're talking enough shit. There's 25 minutes gone.
Tom Smith episode was like 33 minutes
That
or
was
something,
insane.
and there was so much to get into.
Yeah, so
and he was up for it, and it was.
I learned. It took me about a year, but just to chill out and fucking relax, and that Tommy just kept on saying, "Let him take the reins," and I didn't believe him that he can just waffle forever, because I can't. And it took me about a half a year to realize that Tommy's a natural talker, and so now I do just look at Tommy to carry it when I need to. But at the start, it was very hard. I thought like it was hard to even like I had to be very prepared about a guess on. I had to have absolutely everything written down. It was in front of me, and that was all I was talking about, and very rigid, and there was no flow to it.
It used to kill me when
And
you were
then-
wrapping it up when I was like,
And then even the layout was shit. It was
Yeah.
just a table of black cloth and a wee
"What's the
statue.
journey? It's a journey."
A wee journey. But I like seeing the clips from like the very beginning, how shit it was and how weird like the layout was shit and the way I was talking was shit, and seeing us now, the progress is fucking good, and over the years it's just getting better and better. So loving it. I'm a natural now.
And are you happy with like where you're at within the podcast?
Nah, I want to be making loads more money.
Yeah.
Nah,
No, that's valid.
I'm
'cause I
enjoying the
wanted to-
podcast. I like a podcast. I think the podcast is going well. People, the thing I hate about the podcast is our accents, because I think that's holding us back a lot to be bigger. I think a lot of
Should
people.
we switch it up a wee bit?
I can't do
Start
that.
talking. Like,
But a lot of people, it's big in Belfast. People in Belfast love it, but it's not. It's not massive anywhere else
we're
because
big in Japan.
because people don't understand us. I think that's genuinely the reason why aren't as bigger than we are, because it's so loved in Belfast. I'm like, how is it not bigger anywhere else? But I think it's our accents. If you look at like Shane Todd and all, they've got easier accents to understand than us. And I think that's why they're growing so rapidly, and ours is kind
Well,
of.
Shane Todd had a long. It's like it didn't happen overnight with him.
I
And
know
that's
it
his
didn't.
third podcast
I know
he's
it didn't.
done. I'm happy. Like obviously, I want improvements. Wanted to get bigger, but I think for where we're at in year 3, we're
Going
doing
well.
very well.
Yeah, and we've got
And
big ideas, and
Everyone
now
loves it.
now the boxing is winding down basically and
Well,
finished
I'm
for you.
retired.
We've bought a wee camera last week. We're going to be doing more wee out and about stuff as well
Mm.
as a podcast. So we're hopefully going to have a bit more content for everyone. Flat to the mat. Hopefully
Yeah.
it grows.
What are you both learning about yourself in podcasting?
I don't know.
I have the worst anxiety in the world, probably. That's all I don't know. I don't know what I've learned. I've learned that it's can be bored listening to people's problems. I've got my own shit. Only joke. I think Do you take this question, Tom?
I, I don't learn anything
I've learned.
about
Do you know
me.
what? I have. I've public speaking. I think I'm better at public speaking. I think obviously everyone sees me in interviews and does doing all them, and I look confident and all that. But in reality, when I'm doing press conferences and all, I hate it. When I'm doing podcast lives, I hate it. And I think now I've learned that you just need to relax and you need to take your time. I'm always like, as I said, when I started, I was always just like, oh, it needs to be constant. There needs to be no breaks, nothing. But now I know you can just chill out, you can relax, and it's not the end of the world if you say something bad either. Like, there's been plenty of shit I've said over the years, and no one gives a shit. It seems like
Yeah.
no one actually gives a
No
shit
one cares.
about your life. Like, everyone, you think everyone's talking about you, no one's talking about you, no one gives a fuck about you. And it's my stories prove it, because my stories I should be getting bullied. I should be getting, I don't know, no one should be talking to me. I should be some loser in the house by myself. But I got Tommy.
Well, I'm sad to see breaking away from you. Eh?
But no, I think I'm more confident now
Yeah.
because of the podcast. He's not.
Uh,
He's it all.
this I haven't learned anything. It was um oh I don't know. I just yeah, I don't
Next question.
know.
What annoys you the most about each other with the podcast?
With podcast,
Just Tyrone wrapping it up.
I
That's only hang.
Tommy
But you're actually out doing better with it now.
Tommy drags on things too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Unimportant things.
Okay.
There's sometimes he drags on.
I
Like,
thought it was the yin and yang we were
I
talking about.
know.
I hit you going wrapping it up. You hit me dragging
Yeah.
it
So
out.
we are the opposites. Like, he'll drag out a story. I'll shorten the story massively. We try and find the balance, and we do.
Yeah.
Most of the time we do. Sometimes I wrap up too quick, and sometimes he drags out a pointless conversation too long. But we're working on it.
We're working
We're
on it.
working on it. But yeah. So it's most we're both hate the same thing about each other, but only another end of the spectrum.
Excuse me for yawning. You're not boring me.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Sorry. Do you know what kills me the most? And it kills the audience as well, it seems. You being on the phone. It kills me, Tommy. Because I look at the phone, but it's a quick glance. You zone out on the phone.
Have to
I'll be
concentrate.
talking to you and you'll be like,
Have to be able to read.
and then I'll be like, is he going to reply, or am I just talking to a brick wall here? That kills me.
Okay.
So fix it.
Okay. Well, my phone's dead now. So.
Because you've used it the last 4 podcasts. Mine's on 100%.
So what if people don't know about what it's like doing podcasts? Like, give them a behind the scenes snapshot.
Doing podcasts? Do you know what? It's a lot more draining than people think. Like, people think, oh, he's laughing, but
to sit with this guy I don't even like.
we have to. So we would do 2 or 3 podcasts in one sitting, and I only have energy for the one, like a conversation for an hour. Like, that's my limit.
I think it's like,
and I have to push through the limit, and sometimes I'm do 2 or 3 in one sitting, and it's draining.
Yeah, you
I
have
run out
to
of stuff to
be
say.
consistent and be putting out the friggin' content. It's not like you're just gonna sit there and then it's all gonna do itself. You have to do a bit of work.
I know it's your thing, but you have to get guests. Like, fucking, it's very hard to get guests. It doesn't pay well. You have to get sponsorships. You have to get go out and you have to get everything for yourself. It's not like YouTube's going to give you loads of money at the start. So it's a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication, and a lot of dedication without getting rewards, like without getting paid or nothing.
You think about
Obviously,
the bigger picture. People will see you and they go,
yeah.
"Hey, podcast is flying. There, the money you've got." You don't know that the podcast isn't flying and haven't got any money. But nah, it is just
it's hard work, just consistency.
Yeah.
And yeah, being funny, being likable.
What's the big vision for the podcast? Where do you see it going?
I want to be the number 1 podcast in Ireland, and to be making a living off podcasting.
But I want the podcast to be a base for a bigger picture. So this is always going to be here. The podcast is always here because everyone loves the podcast. But I want to be out doing YouTube shit and like food reviews and fucking challenges and all that. on YouTube. I'd love to be doing all that sort of because they're fun and enjoy doing them. So I'd love to grow that, and then that'll grow the podcast as well, and we'll all grow together. But yeah, I wanna start doing more out and about kind of stuff as well.
What favorite guest would you want to have on?
Like a dream guest? Snoop Dogg?
Nah, Snoop Dogg would be great. Theo Vaughn would be unbelievable.
Snoop's the first guy, the big celebrity who I reached out to.
So you did.
I know. And I really thought we were gonna get him at him.
Because he came over. He
was
over.
over and did a concert. I slammed my way into the camp, and I was talking to his personal trainer, and he was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "We can get him some weed." Yeah, man, that'll do it.
I'm sure he can get his own.
I don't know.
Snoop
And
Dogg.
I was like, "Right, when can you do it?" He says, "We're leaving at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning." So, but I believe if he had it hung about, we would have got him.
Think so? I don't. I think that was a dream, Tommy. My dream guest would be, I don't know. Tommy deals with the guests. I don't even think about the guests. My dream guest. Someone that could maybe be watching. Let's think. Who's someone that's actually reachable that will want Tommy?
Daniel O'Donnell.
Do you know what I would love on? Do you know who actually is one of my dream guests? And he is very little. Ian McGee. I am choking to get Ian McGee on. He's a boxer, an ex-boxer, and he's had a mad life. He has a book out. It's crazy life, and I would love to get him on. But I've mailed him. I talked to him, but I mailed him with the podcast. He just seen him blank. But he would have been a dream guy because his life's crazy.
Who would win in a boxing match between you two?
Obviously, me.
Do you know what? We sparred many times. I loved sparring Tommy because I'm way later than him. So he couldn't whack me full whack, but I could whack him full whack. And I mean, I was teeing off on this guy's loading up as hard as I could. And you just got brain damage or anything.
I remember my dad training in the gym one day and we were sparring. He said to me after, you know, if I ever told you, Tyrone's taking liberties out. Like,
of course he is. But yeah, no.
Now we're different weights.
Tommy's way too big for me. Knock me out in 1 round.
Far too big.
You can't even.
It's just like a
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no.
Who's the best person you've ever sparred or fought?
Well, Jordan Boots. I've already spoke about him on the podcast. Boots, Jordan Ennis, American. He's 34-0 with 33 knockouts. He's world champion. He's a killer. He's a kid. He's only 24 now, 25, something like that.
Yeah.
Boots Ennis. But I sparred loads of big one like Korobov. Do you know what? My most worrying spar I've ever had is Korobov. Is this guy? Where's he from? Russia. And all the way through our amateur career, we would do video analysis. What's it called?
Yeah, analysis.
Video analysis. And we'd only be watching this guy called Korobov because he was so good. He was unbelievable. And he was a middleweight, and I'm way down the weights. And we turned pro, and he won everything, world championships, senior. He's a killer. And we turned pro, and he was fighting a guy called Andy Lee, an Irish guy. And he's southpaw, and he kind of boxes like me. Not really. He's far better than me, but
he's Irish.
He's Irish. It kind of looks like me and everything. So I got a phone call here. Do you want to come over and spar Matt Korobov? And I said, he's middleweight. He's like 4 weights above me. And I said, aye. But they think you're already like Andy Lee. I was like, fucking, what's their paying? And said, it was $1,000 or something for a week. And I said, right, fucking, they're flying out to Miami and all this shit. And I said, right, happy day. So I went out. And it was the scariest spar I've ever had because he came out and he was a fucking unit. I was built like that. I was like 57 kilos and he was like 75. It was huge, and he was a knockout. Or like in amateurs, he knocked out everyone. So I was like, this guy is an animal. And I was out the night before, hung over the bollocks. I had to get in the spar this guy, and it actually went well. It was decent. And then they thought I was an insider because I looked so much like Andy Lee. They thought I was Andy Lee's cousin. They were like, they all had a meeting about him. We're trying to sign me home because I thought it was Andy Lee's cousin, but it didn't happen.
Oh my God.
And then I went home and I put, I think it's 50 quid on
Remember you saying that?
Andy Lee to
With a
knock
red hook?
out Corbo because I was sparring so well
Right.
against him. I was like, every time I threw a right hook, it was landing. I was like, that's his best shot. And I
Yeah.
was like, he's going to knock him out. And he knocked him out with a right hook.
Yeah.
25-1 it was.
Unbelievable.
Such a wee wager back.
The best person I've sparred with, I would say Jai
I was
Opetaia.
about to say, there's only one more.
But I've sparred with loads of all the top cruiserweights in the world
Not
from
heavy.
and heavyweights. I've been in with all of them, but Jai it was only a couple of years ago, and I didn't know about him.
Yeah, he wasn't on the scene at the
And
minute.
he
He's just bubbling. He's
he
bubbling.
just beat Maris Breedis, and not he hadn't just beat him, he beat him like the year before, but he got his jaw broke before the fight. But
What happened to our rabbit's ears? What were you doing with his way, Tommy? Where were your rabbit ears gone? Fuck's sake. Go ahead with the story, sorry.
But no, so it was 2000 and it was 2003. It was only a couple of years ago anyway. But it was like I had said I don't want to box anymore. I'm gonna check it in. My heart wasn't in it, and then I got a phone call. My manager says, "Oh, I'm gonna try and get this fight because I was ranked. I think I was like 12 for the IBF. He was the IBF champion. So he's like, right, he sent his manager a message saying, look, Tommy just wants to have the fight for the title, a voluntary defense, and blah blah blah. So out of nowhere, Jay's team says, send him over here. We need sparring, and we'll get a look at him as well. And I was just like, Tommy's a good talker. He'll sell a fight and all this here. So he went out, and like I said, I didn't really know much about him. And Australian boxing isn't like high level compared to Irish boxing or
low level.
so I ran it, but I wasn't training or anything. And I remember, so we started a wee WhatsApp group and says, right, you're gonna there'll be a couple of sparring partners and Jay's manager Mick he texts and says, Jay said, I hope Tommy's fit. And I says, all right, don't worry about that. But I wasn't fit. And because I wasn't training, but I thought in the sparring camps I've been to throughout my career, there was always at least two. Sometimes there was 5 or 6 sparring partners, and you would do 4 rounds at the most, and then the next sparring partner would get in and you're chopping and chains. And so I thought that's gonna be the crack over ours. Like I could fucking squeeze out 4 rounds, get a break, and do it again, and then I get over there, and they were like, the other sparring partner's crook. He's gone crook. It's an Australian word for sick, I believe. So you're just gonna have to spar on your own. And I was like, right, you're gonna do 8 rounds.
It's a lot.
And a jet lag and all too.
I expect jet lag's wild.
And you see friggin'
Hayden.
He could have given me a complete tanking.
Would he go easy?
He backed off. He backed off.
Thank God. Thank God.
And then the next day for sparring, they were like, right, Jai wants to do 15 rounds. So
you?
Oh no, the other sparring partner. It's this guy now that he's fighting Fabio Wardley, Justice, honey. So he's gonna do 8 with you. I can't remember. We're gonna mix up the rounds anyway.
Barn story ever
What's wrong? You told your whole thing about Matty Karbov.
2 minutes.
No, it didn't. This guy. Anyway, so we went and we sparred. They said I want to do 15 rounds, and then it's fight got called off. So we're like, actually, Jay's just gonna do 8 rounds. So you're just gonna do 8 with him, and then I'll do. But I'd been training, been there for a wee while. So get in, gave a better account of myself, done the 8 rounds, jumped out, and then the rewind Justice was getting ready to spar, and we're like, we do 2 rounds with Justice. And I was like,
fuck's sake.
Nah. And they're like, come on, he needs to come. I went, no, fuck's sake, I just squeezed out 8 rounds out. I'm blowing out of my hole. I'm gonna do fucking North rounds. He's like, come on, and I went, fuck it. And I said, your
Matter.
man justice, me justice. And I just done 8 rounds on that fit, just fucking, let's just work. And he was like, yeah. Ding,
Butter.
ding, he come out. Hey, maker, hey, maker, hey, maker. And he's a heavyweight too.
Fuck.
And so I don't know, Kevin, I said, what the fuck are you doing, you maniac? Coach started laughing because he was just going for it. And then I just looking. And when I seen the clock going down the last 20 seconds, and I just jumped this right, lads, and finished the fight.
So you only done one round, man?
Only done one
Oh.
round with him, why? But he's definitely the best. Everyone knows how good he is. And did you know he was fucking world amateur champion? I didn't even know it till I got there. Youngest Olympian. He went to the Olympics when he was 16.
He's a killer, alright.
He's friggin' and
He's good.
you see what he is.
So I've got a question from the audience for Tommy. If you won your last fight, would you have retired? If no, is it possible you walked away too early?
If I had won the last fight, I wouldn't have retired. But me retiring isn't me. It's not possible. I'm walking away too soon because I haven't wanted the box since 2021, 2022. I haven't wanted the box, but I'm just doing it because the money. Really, I was only just doing it for the money. And then if I had won that fight, then the next fight would have led to more money again. But Stephen Ward, who is a friend of mine, a friend of both of ours, but as an amateur, I beat Stephen Ward 4 times. So now when I fight him and I get stopped by him, that just shows me that I haven't got it anymore. So that's when it's time to hang up with gloves.
Yeah.
So
Question for you, Tyrone. When are you going to do a Mighty Kelt part 2?
The story's over. The Mighty Kelt story's over. The greyhound got killed. Sorry for the spoilers. Check it out in your stores. But no, do you know what? I'd love you make it a Kelt too. Be great.
That's a could do one. You were your
Boxing.
son and you're training your son to be a dog trainer.
Yeah. Well,
Mighty Kelt too.
I don't know if it was that much of a cult classic that we'd want a second one. To be fair, it was well received as a decent wee film, but I don't think there's a audience for part 2.
And would you want to continue acting?
Yeah, I always said, it's like when I was 20, whatever age I turned pro, like 22, I was lying in bed and I said to myself, right, you're good at acting, you're good at boxing, pick one. Because at that time, I was just partying loads, just drinking loads. And I said, Tyrone, you need to stop drinking. You're good at boxing, you're good at acting, pick one. And I said, boxing was a short window, so you're going to do boxing till you're about 35. And acting you can do all your life. So I said, I'll give everything because you have to be 100% in boxing or in acting or anything, I believe. And I said, I'll give 100% my boxing. And if it doesn't go well, then I'll just land back in the acting. So boxing went well. Nearly finished. So we'll be back in acting soon, hopefully.
Tyrone, if you could box anyone in your weight category, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
My weight category? Probably just whoever's got the money fit. I mean, that's who you want to fight, isn't it? Do you know what? I love all Irish places as well, so I would love to fight. Who is the biggest? Do you know what? Me and Eamon McGee would have been a great fight. I would have loved that fight. He's retired now, obviously, but he was a hero of mine growing up. I loved watching him. One of my favorite fighters to watch. So the share ring when we know unbelievable. Both at their peak would have been great.
2 southpaws.
2 southpaws.
Hair classes all
2
over the show.
drinkers.
And this one's for you, Tommy. What's tougher, getting punched or bombing on stage during a set or co-hosting with your best mate?
Well, I haven't bombed, touch wood.
Yeah, but you didn't bomb once. Did you not?
And look, So yeah, co-hosting definitely
Mm.
is the hardest.
Mm.
This guy.
Yeah,
Nah.
but
Boxing's the hardest. There's nothing harder than boxing.
yeah, nah, it's not. Yeah, the training and the dad alone is enough to put
Yeah.
boxing in front. But then
But
the
the
train,
fight, I think the fighting is like the nerves, the
mm,
anxiety,
yeah,
and
see the nerves of a fight day. How crazy is
oh
it?
my god. And then
Tommy
even
likes to
like
play
you
it cool
start
sometimes. Yeah,
I
I'm not.
try, do you try and but I'm trying to convince myself that
Do
I'm
you know
not
what? I used to genuinely believe that Tommy didn't get nervous in fights. Like I was like, I'm shitting myself and Tommy's like, oh, I'm alright, and he looks alright. I'm like, how does this guy do it? How is this guy not nervous? But then it
I don't
turns out
think nerves. Maybe nerves is the wrong thing, but I was very
anxiety.
anxious
Anxiety's the right word. It's not
and
nerves, it's anxiety.
like the you're thinking
The other
all
wrongs.
about all the stuff. Did I sleep enough? Did I
Mm,
train enough? Did I eat
yeah.
enough?
That's so see when you're thinking about did I train hard enough? That's a bad thing to be
That's when you
thinking
know
about.
you didn't train hard.
Yeah,
Because
that's
if
what
you train
yeah.
hard, you're like, no, I'm ready to go
Yeah.
here.
When you
But
start thinking about your training, you're like, ah
do you
fuck,
ever
I
get
didn't do
like on a
enough.
fight day and something happens? You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I have my leg.
Mm.
Oh, this I don't know if I would be able to fight.
There's crazy. There's all sorts. Even superstitions coming into play. Like
Yeah.
there's I have a superstition if I jump in the ring and I like you know what I mean, where you can't trip over the rope going into it with your leg, then you're going to get beat. And never happened to me. One time it happened to me was Lewis Crocker.
Jeez.
You see me join the ring and I stumble on the rope and then in my head straight away I just went, that's a bad sign.
I have a wee things as well going to the ring. No, people stick their fist out.
Hmm.
And it's not like one person, just the other person. I go, if he touches me, I'm gonna get beat. Try not to give him a fist bump. Hopefully he doesn't look for a fist bump because if he touches me, I'm beat. Because some people just like stand and clap when you walk past them.
Oh, a lot of people put out fist bumps, don't they? I didn't know
Yeah.
what you meant there. I don't know what you mean now. I hate doing that as well.
Yeah.
I just want to get in the ring. I don't want to be. I do it still because I feel bad and all the kids putting their arms
Yeah.
out. But I really just want to focus on the feet.
Yeah.
And my last question is, what toxic advice could you give your younger self?
Toxic advice?
What do you mean toxic? Like bad advice?
Bad advice.
What advice? Do you know what? Not care about what most people think, or like try and I people please a lot, and tell my younger self to stop people pleasing and just do whatever the fuck you want. Cause at the end of the day,
I don't think that's toxic.
it is toxic. Well,
When I think about toxic, it's like, don't know, just because I see it on Instagram all the
drink
time.
more.
It's the memes like about uh like Future, not a rapper, Future,
Mm.
and he's like has all baby mamas now and having girls like the what do you call him? The basketball player. He asked him for an autograph when he was a kid.
No.
Future did, and the basketball player said no. Scottie Pippen said no, and then when he grew up, he banged Scottie Pippen's wife. And then like King Toxic.
That's wild. That's wild. Okay. So that's what we're talking about, right? I would say to myself, bang Tommy's wife. Only joking, you. Don't joke.
Oh,
What would your toxic thing be?
if you're banging my wife, I'm banging yours.
No, we're not joking.
Oh,
Stay away
I
from
haven't
that.
got.
Mm.
I don't know. I haven't got any.
That's it. Then that's just wrapped up for today. Thanks for all the questions. Hope you enjoyed the answers. Like, subscribe, and share. Get on Patreon. About Patreon, people, we really need the support of the people.
Yeah, we do.
We tried and tested putting the podcast up for one day and then transferring to the Patreon to try and get people to transfer over, but it's not working. You don't care. So just get on and sign up. Make it
£2 a month, folks. All right.
nothing. See you.
So,
Bye.
peace. With him weight going all the way.